All right, guys, welcome back to Chasing Rings, the podcast. This is episode 13. It is February 5th, 2021. We got Kyle, Luke, Joe, and myself, Victor. We're back to talk a bunch of local stuff with you guys, not too in-depth, get into some national stuff. Guys, let's jump right into it. One of my favorite players of all time. I wear his number for a reason. Number 15, Dustin Pedroia just officially announced his retirement. It feels like he retired 5 years ago. I looked at his stats. It's 1,800 hits, 140 home runs. He's a 299 career average, 394 doubles. The stats don't tell too much. We know that. He went Rookie of the Year. Next year, he went MVP. He's a three-time world champ, four-time Gold Glove, four-time All-Star. Guys, for you, is he one of the most memorable Red Sox of our lifetime so far?
100%.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to put him up there with the conversation of, Pedro, Schilling, Manny, David Ortiz. And I feel like Mike Lowell always connects for me because he was a part of the first two rings.
Nomar, too.
Like Nomar. But, I mean, Dustin Pedroia, man, that guy gave it his all. He gave guys like me, some confidence to continue playing a sport I love, at his height and his size. And he did it at an elite level for a short period of time, but he really was elite. Joe, I want to ask you, we really, really, really tore apart the Hall of Fame last week in the fact that they didn't put anyone in this year. Two-part question. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer, and do you think he'll get in?
I think he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Do you think they're going to put him in?
No. Because they're spiteful motherfuckers, that's just how they are. They like we said, they see it in sort of like a court of law sort of way, and we see it in this is like the integrity of the game way,
Yeah, I mean, Luke, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I love Pedroia. Like, he is the epitome of, what you would see in a Boston sports player. He's, just that average-looking guy that's just a stud. Yeah, he's
all
just
heart, baby.
Heart. Yeah, exactly. He is one of my favorite Red Sox ever. The stats, he's had very decent stats, and unfortunately, his career was cut short with injuries. He played, if we look at the numbers, really only 11 seasons out of the 14 he's on paper for in the league. So, unfortunately, due to that, no, he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. And no, he will not get in. And I don't feel he is, just based on the numbers. If based on the discussion we had last week, talking Hall of Fame numbers, he's not in that caliber for me from a stat line. Hart, absolutely, but he'll be one of the most remembered Red Sox ever. He'll be attached to them for those championships he's won. You said 3 rings, right? He'll be attached to Red Sox lore forever. He'll make the Red Sox Hall of Fame. He's not going to be forgotten in Red Sox lore.
Yeah, I mean, we look at Pedroia. He was so versatile. He did so many things for us. He took walks. He hit a lot of doubles. He wasn't a home run guy. Wasn't an RBI guy. I think he had 200 hit seasons. I think one, he led the league. He had 230 one season. And I think he won the Silver Slugger.
When he homered his first World Series at bat, 2007.
Yeah,
against the Rockies. And then Clay Buchholz, 2007, his no-hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Pedroia made this diving play at second, threw the guy at first to save the no-hitter. I distinctly remember those two plays.
Yeah, and I always wonder, do some of the younger guys, especially you tend to see a lot of Hispanic players play up the middle. I wonder if any of them look up and say, I idolize Dustin Pedroia, because for me, being a Boston guy, a short guy, I played second base. I idolized him. He was my favorite player to play, to watch. He was my favorite player to play like. I felt that's how I wanted to give it all on the field, as I did last fall when I broke my leg. But Kyle, I want to ask you the same question. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I'm going to echo what you guys are saying, or what Luke said, really. Red Sox legend, 100%. No doubt. I feel bad that he didn't get to be on that 18 team. I went back and watched his
he got a ring.
He did. But, that 18 team was so fun. They set the franchise record, I think, for Red Sox wins. That from start to finish, they were just a machine. And it's really too bad that Pedroia couldn't have been a part of that. His Machado slide that ended his career, basically that was 2017. I thought
I
that was
know.
like 2015 or earlier. Like I went back and saw it the other day, and it was like, yeah, April of 2017. It's like, wow, it feels like he's been out for so long. I mean, the list we looked at last week, like we said, I mean, those guys, you know, we talked about connected to steroids, but if you're not letting Manny in the Hall of Fame, like, you know, same team there, it's like, I love Pedroia, but yeah, he's not getting in. Like, it's too bad. But talk about a guy that like left everything on the field, like you said. I mean,
Literally.
I mean, he like broke his thumb, I think, sliding. That slide is like iconic. It almost reminds me of like the Jeter jump throw in a way, where it's like Pedroia just ranging like to his left, like just he covered that whole infield, and it's like I think he broke his thumb or like what finger or something, and then played the whole rest of the season like that. So yeah, always be remembered. Sorry, just always be remembered. Just not a Hall of Famer, unfortunately. I don't think.
You know, I do agree. When I first thought about it, with the rings, the Gold Gloves, the MVP, the Rookie of the Year, and what he meant to Boston, my gut instinct said yes, he's a Hall of Famer. But like I preach, it's not the Hall of Stats, and I don't think the 3,000 hit mark needs to be there, or the 500 home run mark. I don't think those need to be what creates a Hall of Fame player. But 1,800 hits, I mean, I just think he's a little too shy statistically to get into the conversation based on his accolades. So I'm going to say he's not a Hall of Famer. So let me ask you guys this. The last two, I think 3 Red Sox players with their numbers retired were Tim Wakefield, Jason Varitek, and David Ortiz. Obviously, he's not David Ortiz, but I think he was a better player than Varitek. You know, Varitek obviously leadership-wise, and he's a better player than Tim Wakefield. Obviously, again, much love and respect to Wakefield as well. Does Pedroia's number 15, you know, does it belong up above right field at Fenway?
100%.
Absolutely.
It's not retired already. Like that number's not taken. I mean,
15. Well, if it was retired, what do you mean?
I don't know.
He was on the roster last year. Yeah, no. His number is should number 15 be retired in honor of Dustin Pedroia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Red Sox legend, but not exactly Hall of Famer. Dustin, PD, DP15, baby. Laser Show, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you did for Boston baseball. But let's talk about the Bruins because that's relevant. They're on fire. 7-1-2. They're having fun. I mean, you know, let's not talk about too much because we want you guys to watch Black and Gold, our sub show that talks a lot more about the Bruins. I want to ask you guys just one question. Are they a legit contender right now, 10 games in? Kyle, are they going after the Stanley Cup this year? Are they chasing that ring?
What's that Michael Scott gif where he says, no doubt about it, I'm ready to get hurt again? That's how I feel with the Bruins.
All right, Bruins are in for a ring. Luke, are they in for a ring?
Yeah, I'm all on board with the Bruins this year. I love the way they're playing. I love the youth. They're an exciting team to watch, and the offense with Pasta back, like Pasta, is filthy.
Yeah, I mean, they've been down big in games and came back and won. They can't score. I mean, they're grinding. It's a lot of grit and heart. Joe, are you all in on this Bruins team? They're chasing a ring, right?
So 6 or 7 games ago, I said I wasn't sure yet. It was too soon. They're absolutely all in. They're playing on fire. Pasta's tied 18th in the league for goals, and he's played three games. So we're on track right now.
So, you know, one of our Boston teams in the middle of the season is chasing a ring. Let's talk about the other one. Celtics 11-9 right now. I mean, it felt like a week ago they were, you know, first place in the conference. 1 to 10 guys, 10 being you are like this season is over. How worried are you, Luke? 1 to 10.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics are definitely in the chase. It's just that they're chasing their own tail. This is like the same story as last year. It's exactly what I expected, being the like negative Nancy to start the year. But like they proved me wrong at the start. I still hold pat. I held pat at the beginning of the year that like, yeah,
don't give us too much.
Well, they have a lot of work to do. They need to get some help.
1 to 10, how worried?
Oh, all the way. 100%.
He's at a 12.
100%.
He's at a 12. We're trading Tatum, trading Brown, blow it up.
Yeah,
Joe, 1 to 10, how worried are you? 10 being it's fucking over.
Like a 6.5.
All right, Kyle, 1 to 10, how worried are you?
I'm gonna go an 8 right now. There's a lot of things that are worrying me that I did not think were gonna pop up again this year, but
We'll save some of those thoughts. We got Tommy points coming up tomorrow. Guys, I'm with Kyle. I'm at an 8. I think a lot of problems are fixable, and that's why I'm not at a 10, but I am very, very concerned. Let's talk more about this tomorrow on Tommy Points. Guys, let's jump to another team, the New England Patriots. Still no movement at quarterback position. It's kind of Bill's MO. He'll make his play when he's ready to. I just want to ask you guys, as of right now, and we're going to talk about the Jared Goff, Matt Stafford trade. As of right now, who do you want to be your quarterback next year? And who do you think will be your quarterback next year? So 2 questions. So it's 1, what do you desire? Don't give me Tom Brady. But, who do you desire that's available to be your quarterback, and who do you think will actually end up being the quarterback? Luke, go ahead.
I mean, considering that our defense is still solid, I would like to make an attempt at getting back in the playoff hunt. I'd still love Wentz. I think he's off the table, but I would take Wentz. And even like last week, I would take Tyrod, man. I think give Tyrod a chance, give Tyrod a job. I think he's safe with the ball. He fits the Patriots dynamic. He hasn't really had a chance to start. Every time he starts, he leaves or he gets replaced, even on a successful season. And he's also the quarterback whisperer, like I said. Like every team he's left has had success. Or every team he's joined, the next season they find their franchise QB. So
you would like to see Tyrod or Wentz in New England.
Yep.
What does your gut tell you? Who's going to be the starting quarterback as of right now, today, February 5th?
Cam Newton or Foles.
Foles. Ooh, that's a new one in the mix.
Fuck.
I hope not.
Yep.
Kyle, who would you like to see come to New England, and who do you think will actually be the starter?
I'm feeling sidecar Jimmy, to Joe's term there. Bill loves Garoppolo, and I just think like there's enough. Injuries are a problem, but I think there's enough there where Bill, like if that's Bill's guy and he is like, we talked a little bit about Bill like kind of not forgetting about the offense, but not caring as much about the offense lately. I think if Jimmy came back, he would be like, all right, we did our thing with Tom. Now Jimmy's back. I'm going to take on to my wing. This is like we had a down season, but we're trending upwards. I don't think Jimmy can be hurt forever. At least I hope not. Luke said it as a joke at the beginning of when we started the show that Cam's going to be back under center like week after week after week.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke.
Yeah, he's serious.
I think rumors right now are Wentz to either, I think he said Vic, either Chicago, right? Those are like rumors right now.
What's that for Wentz?
Wentz to
I think it's Chicago and Indianapolis is where they think he might go. So who do you think's going to end up starting? Like Bill Belichick's going to start who this year?
I think Jimmy's going to be back. Like I think that's his guy.
Okay.
So how Cam better not be back though.
All right, Joe. Who do you want at quarterback for New England, and who do you think will be the quarterback in New England?
All right, so I'm not 100% sure who I want. I have sort of a little breakdown. You get Tyrod Taylor, 32 on a 1-year deal. Dalton, don't forget about him, but he's only 33 on a 1-year deal. Fitzpatrick is still out there. Jacoby Brissett's a free agent. He's only 28. He knows the system. And Trubisky, he's another sleeper that's out there. What I think might happen, I sort of changed my tune, is I do think Cam Newton will be on the team. Based on just everything I hear, when I see he said he's all in. Forget what that quote it was that he had. Make no mistake about it, I'm coming for everything 2020 took from me, no excuses, all that stuff. So I think he'll be on the team, but I also think Marcus Mariota might come and play. Bill's always liked him. He's sort of a different style quarterback. Him and Cam are similar, except maybe he might be a little fresher with his arm. So who do I want out of all those people, all those players? It pains me to say, like I wouldn't mind seeing Cam Newton give it another shot.
Okay, so
Luke's working his magic on you.
I mean, I'm 100% looking at one specific category. I want someone over 25 years old with a few decent years under their belt and I want someone who needs a little better improvement of coaching. So that brings me to two people, Derek Carr and Carson Wentz. Yeah. And I read a stat today. I forget exactly how it was termed, but Carson Wentz is the only quarterback in NFL history to have his first 3 years be under 10 interceptions and over 20 touchdowns or something like that. I forget the exact stat. I look at Carson Wentz this year he was 16-15, right? No Miles Sanders. Their tight ends were alternating games. There was no wide receivers. Doug Peterson's a moron. We all know that. Every other year he's had 7 interceptions or less. I mean, I'm sorry. Why wouldn't we be in on him depending the price tag? I would prefer Derek Carr over Carson Wentz. I don't exactly know why, but let me finish. I'll finish my answer to the question. I think Cam Newton's going to be the starting quarterback, and I think we draft someone in like the second round. I think that's what's going to happen. It's a simple move. I hope it isn't. I hope it's Wentz or Carr. But one thing I've noticed, guys, and we all know I'm very political and how people can write narratives to change their stories and whatever. Have you noticed that, like, people are like, oh, I'd rather Jameis Winston than Carson Wentz because Wentz sucks and Jameis is better. Jameis Winston just threw 30 interceptions his last time he was a starter in the NFL. Now, Carson Wentz had a bad year this year, but Carson Wentz has never thrown more than 7 interceptions besides this year. Derek Carr has missed so much time. He's always injured. He's missed 2 career starts in his entire career, and he's always injured. I don't understand how narratives change so much. Jared Goff sucks. Why does Jared Goff suck? Because he lost in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady 13-3? Like, he's never had a bad statistical year. Now, listen, I think the issue is with New England is that we had Tom Brady, and there's nothing that's ever going to compare to him. Mm-hmm. And now we're like, well, we paid Cam Newton $1 million, then he was bad, but like we went 7-9. Maybe next year we'll be 10-6 with Cam Newton if we can sign him for $1 million. And Cam Newton's going to get $10 million this year.
No,
he already said his agent said he was expecting 15 to 20 a year.
Yeah, his agent should be hired.
50. But get this, Jacoby Brissett's coming off a $20 million contract. If the Colts are willing to give him $20 million, someone's going to give Cam something. But I think Cam's going to be back. I don't know if he's going to be the starter. I didn't mention Carr or Wentz because, ideally, those two would be good on our team, but I don't think they're in play. I just think that those 2 other teams are interested in trading to other teams. Cam Newton, I guess.
Now, let me ask you this, guys. Besides Deshaun Watson, I'm ruling him out. I don't think he wants to be here. I think it would have already happened. No. Is there anyone that is there any quarterback right now that's been in the rumors that you would give up number 15 for? I mean, I think we'd all give up 15 for Aaron Rodgers, right? Are we all on board? If that, I'm just saying hypothetically. Yeah. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know if there's anyone else. I don't think we have a second this year, but if we worked up to a second, I would give up a second round pick for Wentz or Carr. I mean, they're still in the prime of their careers. And what are we going to do with the second round pick? A Division III, like, inside linebacker or something?
Yeah, the problem with Wentz isn't the, like, expected value for him. I think it's the price tag because of the contract. Like, the Patriots have never been ones to
going to pay him more than we paid Brady.
The Eagles would have to eat some of that contract.
They would have.
The Patriots have tons of cap, but you have to ask, like, who does Bill like? Like, Fitz, I know that he's said a bunch of stuff about how he respects Fitzpatrick so much. Like, Mitch Trubisky only cost $7 million for 1 year next year. I mean, would Mitch Trubisky isn't terrible, right?
No, but
it would be cool. It would be kind of cool to see him in the Patriots.
I wouldn't be out on Trubisky either because Luke and I had David Montgomery this year, and we traded him and then watched them fire the OC or give someone else the play calling, and their whole offense transcended. They took Foles out, gave it back to Trubisky. He had a great second half. If they let him go, I think that's a huge mistake. If they get Wentz, they get Wentz. But letting Trubisky go is a huge mistake. He's still in the middle of his career. They've never really had a second or third receiver. Their running game has been so inconsistent. But, yeah, I agree with you, Joe. If we did get Trubisky on a good deal, but he's not a one-year guy. So I want to go one way or the other. If we got Fitzpatrick, I'd be okay with that. But let's draft Mac Jones at 15. Fitzpatrick's the starter. Hopefully for the entire year, we grind out a 10-6 playoff berth, and then Mac Jones starts next year. I'm okay with that. But if not, I'd rather find someone in the peak of their career, a Wentz, Trubisky, Carr, whatever.
Don't sleep on Mariota either.
Bill
loves him.
It's so weird. I'm in on everybody.
Sam Darnold will become available eventually.
See,
Yeah.
Sorry. I wouldn't mind Cam back if we took Mac Jones too. Like, and then
same thing as I agree, 100%. Same with
competition.
Fitzpatrick.
One other thing I wanted to mention was NFL.com's first mock draft had the Patriots drafting Justin Fields at 15.
I'd rather Mac Jones, but I do like Justin Fields too.
Yeah, I would settle for him.
I just think I agree with you. I loved Fitzy last year. Like, I thought if they made him the starter again, Miami makes the playoffs hands down. I think that Fitzy.
But they want to build, right?
Well, why wouldn't we get Fitzy and Trubisky, right? If the money's right and we can make it work, like, why wouldn't you do that? Fitzy on a loan and work with Trubisky to.
Yeah, the only thing about Fitzy is he's used up. He has so many offenses under his belt. It's like, now you got to learn another one, a more complicated one. I know he's a Harvard guy, but
he's also learned 17 offenses.
I think
already.
we should just go younger. Trubisky's 11 years younger than him, right? So
go both.
I think we just focus on the younger guys. Cam Newton's a good age to still be on the bench and be a player coach.
Let me follow up on that first, because I agree. I'm in on Cam Newton still, but the problem is the offense with Cam Newton didn't work, and I think part of that is the offense they were running.
Yeah, for sure.
McDaniels did a terrible job. So if we go back to a more traditional quarterback, which McDaniels clearly had success with, and the Patriots had success with, that makes more sense to me.
Or if he changes the offense over the offseason, because they know they're sticking with Cam.
McDaniels going to put in work.
It would be the first full offseason.
I have two more questions related to the Patriots for you guys. One's directly about a quarterback. Is Jarrett Stidham going to be on the roster next year? Yes or no?
I hope not.
Yeah, he will.
I think he gets cut. Kyle?
Yeah, he's going to get cut.
Joe?
I think he's on a practice squad type thing. I don't think he's on the 55.
Okay. Now, one other question I have for you guys. We obviously have a lot of needs to fill, specifically on offense. Do you think Bill's going to start with filling the needs at receiver, tight end, running back, or quarterback first?
We don't need any help at running back. Let's get that straight.
Okay, just weapons-wise. Well, James White and Burkhead are both free agents, so
I think we sign a receiver. I think yes. The answer is yes, and I think that we go up to receiver. The receiving depth is pretty deep this year. Are they all stars? No, but there's a lot of free agent receivers.
Okay, so you think we start with weapons before the quarterback?
Same. I think they re-signed James White. One, because he was basically the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 51 with 3 touchdowns and the game winner. Incredibly reliable, one of the best pass catching backs we ever had. So I think we re-signed him, but the way we think is not the way Belichick thinks. If he loves Cam Newton, they love Cam Newton. He's not thinking about the next quarterback. He's thinking about the next
how to make him better,
lineman or receiver, or tight end, whichever.
Yeah, I think you got to get the weapons first, because it's going to be more attractive to someone too. If a quarterback looks at our team right now and they go, okay, we got Jacoby Myers, who's okay, or he's good, but then it's what else is there? But if you get, let's say you bring a top guy, I don't know if is Julio Jones, is he on that list of free agents?
You see all those free agents? How many were there, Vic? 30?
There's some stars.
Godwin, Allen Robinson, Galladay, Marvin Jones.
If they can even get a decent guy, and now you say, okay, well, now we have this and this, and then it's okay, then now quarterbacks are looking at it. So I think you got to get the weapons first. Yeah, like I said, I'm leaning in on Cam. To Joe, you said earlier that Cam was saying I'm all in. To me, I don't put much stock into that though, because that's just him hype. He's gonna hype himself up. The commercials with Cam Newton working out. I think what we're forgetting, Cam Newton may have had an injured shoulder last year. So maybe he rested up. I do think Josh is gonna be much better this year, but maybe they looked at last year and they say, okay, this was the first year, and you guys have kind of been not wearing on me, but I've been disappointed with last year, and then the more I've thought about it, it's okay, last year was sort of a test. It was an experiment. maybe if we do bring Cam back, we say, okay, obviously the running game was very successful, but the passing game wasn't there, and this is what we need to fix, X, Y, Z. And so maybe Josh, now coaching someone other than Tom Brady, looks at it and he says, okay, well, this worked, but we didn't have much of an outside threat, or this worked.
There's more at stake, I think. Now.
So,
Kyle, you want to know why this is setting in? Is because eventually, when you hear the truth and the right opinion over and over again, it comes to light. So you're welcome.
So, I just want to give my 2 cents on that. So I definitely think we start with the weapons first, and I think that decides what caliber quarterback that Bill gets aggressive with. If somehow, and I've been all in on Chris Godwin leaving the Bucs, I think they're going to pay Antonio Brown and Godwin becomes odd man out. I don't know if we'll get him, but hypothetically, if we got Chris Godwin, who's the best free agent wide receiver on the market, if we got Chris Godwin, I think that Bill gets aggressive and goes after Derek Carr or Rodgers or something like that. If we get a Marvin Jones, he might say, okay, he's a good receiver. Cam will be a little bit better this year with Jones and Myers. So I think that will grade kind of where he ends up. But let's move on and keep talking quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford traded to the Rams in exchange for Jared Goff and a few draft picks. Guys, I'm going to jump right out in front of this one. I mean, I think the Lions won this trade. We talked about injured quarterbacks like we were just talking about before. Matthew Stafford has had a questionable tag on him for good reason or out for almost every game of his career. Now, listen, Matt Stafford is probably a Hall of Famer. I know the win-losses are tough to really grade him as a Hall of Famer, but he's been a very good quarterback. I mean, Calvin Johnson, what he's done with Marvin Jones and Golladay recently, he's been a very good quarterback. He's fun to watch. I mean, he's very, very good. But when they gave him what, a 26-year-old quarterback who went to a Super Bowl, played a phenomenal game in the playoffs with a broken thumb, coming off the bench. He wasn't even supposed to play. He was there as a backup, showed some heart, showed some balls. He's never had a bad statistical year. Listen, I get it. There is the Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes group, and then like the Allen and Breeze, and then there's a bunch of guys down here in the middle, and that's okay. It's okay. Like Tom Brady wasn't an elite quarterback when he won his first 3 Super Bowls, but he was smart, made good decisions, and made the right plays at the right time. Then he became like super elite Tom Brady. For me, getting the draft picks plus going younger while you have young talent coming up on that team with Hawkinson and Swift, I think the Lions 100% won that trade. Absolutely. Luke, it looks like your head nodding and agreeing with me. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do understand the trade for Stafford from the Rams' perspective. Like, obviously, they didn't think that their offense was as dynamic as it could have been with Goff under the helm. And Stafford is, like you said, like he definitely heading towards the Hall of Fame. He's 32. He plays through injuries. Like, he's a stud. But the package that Detroit got for a 32-year-old quarterback to get also a 26-year-old quarterback that's made it to the Super Bowl already. Like, he's already surpassed what Stafford has done in the playoffs. I think that's a huge win. And then you get all those assets, and you have your star running back, your potentially franchise running back, and you have your franchise tight end. You're going to lose receivers this year in free agency most likely. But yeah, and you have a new head coach. Like, this is a great starting point for them. I think Lions won this trade hands down.
Yeah, and I mean, I just want to put it out there. I don't know if Stafford can take Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and what they've done for the last few years together and make them that much better. I mean, Woods and Kupp are good. I'm not going to say they're bad receivers, right? But they're not elite receivers, neither one of them. Now, maybe Stafford makes them 10% better, and maybe we say, okay, they are elite. I don't know. I don't want to say that Stafford's not going to make them better, but I mean, if Goff went to the Lions and they keep Golladay and Jones, that might be a better duo. I don't know. I'm overthinking this thing, but I think it's a great trade for both teams. I agree with you, Luke. Joe, who do you think won that trade, the Lions or the Rams?
The Lions definitely won the trade as far as like assets, 2 firsts, a third, and Goff good to go. But the thing is, if the Rams play well, and then those 2 first-round picks might end up being closer to high second-round picks. If they end up going deep in the playoffs, and they could move those picks, right? So another thing is the Rams, they were looking to upgrade quarterback, and I think ultimately that's what they did. So, I mean, they feel as they want it too.
Yeah,
Obviously, an asset to the Lions want.
I mean, clearly it wasn't working out. There's rumors of Jared Goff like hitting on Sean McVay's girlfriend or something like that. I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but you're 35 years old coaching a team with a bunch of studs. Like, get over it. If that's really why he traded him, that's sad and embarrassing for Sean McVay, because guess what, McVay? You've won nothing, because the only thing that matters in any coaching, any sports history is what? Rings. And that's what they're chasing because they haven't gotten one yet. Kyle, do you think the Lions won that trade? Are you with all of us, or do you think the Rams won that trade?
Yeah, no, I'm with the Lions. I think I said it when it happened. I'm a big believer in karma, and like I think this is a franchise ruining move by the Rams. I don't think you mess with that type of karma. They gave up on Jared Goff. I mean, straight up. Vic talked about it. I mean, you look at his stats. He's had 4,000 yards a couple seasons. Like, he's been really good, and he's only going up.
Vic, where is he?
Where's he?
Shithole team of America.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst thing. Yeah,
like you have to put in. You have to. The coach has to be good, and Dan Campbell. I mean, stop. And their ownership. You have to put all those in.
Joe,
all those into account.
You bring up the coaching, and I'll go back to Luke's point. Anthony Lynn is the OC in Detroit, and Justin Herbert threw 32 or something like that touchdowns this year. So I mean, maybe that
as long as the head coach doesn't fuck it up. But Dan Campbell is an aggressive dude.
Yeah, he's a head.
He has that like militaristic type personality, and
we're gonna fight and kill. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he actually, there was some controversy with him when he took over Miami. He sort of demanded the locker room like Belichick would, so quickly that the players turned on him. It's like you have to develop. You have to earn that first,
Exactly.
He sort of just wants to skip steps. So I think the Lions might end up treading water still.
So there was one quarterback last week we didn't bring up, guys. Shame on me because we had the same exact injuries. Dak Prescott. Are the Cowboys going to pay him to keep him? There's rumors of like 5 for 150 or something like 175 even. Are they going to pay him? And he will most likely not start the season healthy, but I don't know. Maybe. Like I broke mine in August. You think they're going to sign him?
Yeah, there was rumors that he might come to the Patriots. They're not going to give up Dak. We saw it when the injury happened, how like everyone there, you just saw everyone there loved Dak. It would just be a foolish move by Jerry Jones. And as much of a fool as he can be, he's not going to do that.
And I kind of look at it. Not everyone does what AP and Brady did. And, a lot of guys do come back healthy now, but that's a gruesome break. I mean, it was ugly. I think they're going to pay him. I know. I think they're going to pay him, but you have to be conservative on the side of, is he going to be Dak Prescott again? We just don't know. Kyle, do you think Dak stays in Dallas or is he going somewhere else?
I think the Cowboys should keep him, but I actually think it's going the other way. I think the Cowboys are going to make a mistake similar to like the Rams made a mistake where it's like, I think they're going to let him go. And I feel bad for Dak, but like you said, you never know if it's going to be the same. It's not the same sport, but I always think of Isaiah Thomas. It's like so close. You feel for a guy that like puts his heart and soul in there. He's so close to like a big payday. And then it's like Dak is a little bit younger and I think he'll come back, but.
So there's two factors I look into this, and I bet Luke will agree with me because he's a value guy. When Dalton was healthy towards the end of the season with Lamb, Cooper, Gallup, Dallas Schultz, Tony Pollard, that offense really started clicking with Andy Dalton. Do you want a $30 to $35 million quarterback? That's good. I mean, I think we'll all agree Dak is good, but I don't put him in the Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers tree. I put him at least one step below. Or would you rather save some money? I don't know if you keep Dalton, maybe go for Trubisky. Joe, did you have a number on Trubisky? Was it like $10 million, they said?
$7 million for 1 year.
Okay, so they should go Trubisky or Dalton 3 for 30 and spend that other money. I don't know. Luke, do you see the value in taking Dak back when you saw how good Dalton and that offense clicked?
Yeah, you absolutely do. Because
you keep Dak for that money?
They're still in the worst division in the league, and they weren't 500. Like, you need Dak to try to win a championship in the NFC.
I think he's very good. I think he's improved a lot as a player. I used to be down on him. He's very good, I think.
That offense with Kellen Moore at the helm, I feel like Zeke's taking a hit. Like it's a high pass heavy offense.
So that was my other point is like we talked about like the Cooper, Zeke, and Dak, like the three of them kind of growing together. Well, Zeke has fallen off. And it wasn't just this year. The year before he wasn't great. His fumbles are increasing, and he doesn't seem like he's very into it. So that's why part of me was like, maybe you kind of move on. Maybe you need to retool that running back position. Maybe you trade Zeke in a third for Wentz. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but maybe they see Dak as too expensive for how they looked without him because they looked okay at times without him. So it was just a thought. Let's move on to the NBA, guys. A lot of controversy coming up right now. I actually decided we're going to save a lot of our All-Star game talk for next week as far as who's going to make it. We want to see some more movement on that. But I want to ask you guys, LeBron said it. I have no energy or no time or no concern for the All-Star game due to the COVID stuff, plus the shortened off season. And I kind of see what he's saying. But at the same time, I see Jaylen Brown, De'Aaron Fox, guys who haven't made it yet, who should make it this year. Do you think they should have an All-Star game, guys?
No. I mean, I'll start. We speak about Jaylen Brown like making the All-Star team, and he should absolutely be an All-Star this year. But just he's an All-Star.
Accolade and no game.
You don't have to play a game. Like there are bigger things at work here. It's a shortened off season. You're trying to win a championship. You're trying to make a playoff run. You have aging superstars with LeBron. LeBron doesn't give a shit about the All-Star game. Like he's trying to get another ring.
16th one, yeah.
He's trying to get another ring. Like it 100% makes sense. And even when you have Beal coming out, who's averaging like 35 points a game, and saying like we shouldn't have an All-Star game, like that's the only accolade he's going to get this year, and he doesn't even want to play. So it doesn't make sense. Like still give out the awards, give the players some break during the season, and then get back to work.
I agree. I think it should be a 5-day layoff. And I mean, look at Tom Brady. He makes the Super Bowl 10 years. All 10 of them, he's a Pro Bowler, but he never goes to the game. He just gets the accolade. So, Kyle, do you agree? Just cancel the All-Star game, give the guys 5 days off, and move on with the season? I mean, look at what it did to Kemba last year. God damn it.
You know, it's funny. I was going to bring that up. I was like, I still don't like Nick Nurse, man, because I think that's kind of where it started with his knees. He's looked good this year. So there's other issues with that. But I think like Luke's point, give them the accolades. I think the Jays absolutely both deserve to be All-Stars this year. But give them the break. I mean, they're already having an issue with like COVID postponements. So like, why would you risk that? And the All-Star game is for the fans anyway. And if there's going to be no fans or limited fans in there, what's the point? It's like, so I don't know. There's probably money tied up, I'm sure, in like whoever's going to host it. So that's probably going to be a business decision. But I mean, if nobody wants to play it, I just don't see the risk.
Well, you talk about business decisions, but like, how much money are they going to save if they don't try to go through all this All-Star game? Like, they're going to save a lot of money. They just need accolades. They don't have to hire extra security and have different quarantine measures and pay for all the tests and medical personnel. Like, it's going to save money not to have it, and travel too. Like, you have to have everyone in one place. It just cut the shit. Like, it's stupid to even do it.
So I think it's sort of a double-edged sword. LeBron said coming into the season, we were told there would be no All-Star break and we would have 5 days off. Okay, so that's how it should be, and that's what they said. But he's also saying, you know, we take that time to go away, vacation with our family, blah, blah, travel. So he's saying let's not have it. We don't want to go down to Atlanta because their COVID restrictions down there are much less. You know, they're, I don't want to say as careless, but they're not as, you know, proactive, so to speak, with COVID. But look at traveling. You know, traveling is just as dangerous, in my opinion. So it's like, I agree that they should have the time off because they were told the time off. But LeBron's argument saying like, oh, we were going to travel instead of going to a state that has, you know, less restricted COVID, you know, laws. It's like, well, you're traveling, dude. So you're going to get, you know, you're just as exposed to COVID, if not more. You know?
Yeah, but here's the argument with that is that when LeBron travels, he's not, you know, taking a road trip with friends.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
$1,400 that spent like all of his like 3 months paycheck to go to, you know, wherever. He's traveling private on his, you know, his own jet.
Him.
Yeah, but he's
But there's
traveling.
a lot of players that don't. And I'm
With
just
his
saying, like,
with his
his
family.
argument is kind of.
That's the
But-
argument. Is like he's gonna be more siloed because of the amount of money he has, and he can travel to a foreign land that maybe doesn't have restrictions. He's probably traveling overseas, like he might, let's say Bahamas or something, where he's gonna be secluded on an island, and he's gonna be traveling there by himself with his family, who probably all have tests. Like I don't like. I understand.
Either way, though, they should be like they should have the time off if they were told that's what they have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's a
think-
change of tune by Adam Silver too.
I think COVID reasons alone. Can you guys imagine if they did the All-Star game and then there was an outbreak and all of the best players in the league all had COVID and then
That's what I'm saying. Think about it like this: is it like a sneaky play by the NBA to have the All-Star game to keep all the All-Stars like nice and confined in a bubble so they don't get sick, but everyone else might get sick on their break? So at least they know the All-Stars aren't sick, right?
It doesn't matter that that's worse because you still need like a minimum 8 players to play a game. So if you don't have players to play the game because the bulk
it was just a funny theory. We grow up.
So let's move on, guys. We're just about 20 games through, so a little more than 25% done with the season so far. I want to ask you guys, who is your current MVP of the league?
It's LeBron. It's gotta be. I mean, LeBron is just outrageous. He's doing what Tom Brady's doing, man. It's like he gets older and older, and he's just still putting up numbers. He dropped 46 in Cleveland like last week when he went back there, and it's like he had a triple-double last night. I think the Lakers are like 17-5. Man, I thought that train would slow down a little bit, and it's not. That train is going right ahead.
It's funny. Dwayne Wade said he might not be as athletic as he once was, but he's better than he was. It's crazy. Luke, who do you have current MVP of the NBA?
I mean, it's between Durant and Embiid for me. I think Durant's been exactly what I expected. So I'm gonna go
Maybe
Durant.
better.
Yeah, he's been unreal.
Joe, who do you got?
I'm going with KD.
Okay, so I had Kevin Durant as well, but I'll throw another name out there. Jokic. I mean, if the Nuggets get going again and he gets himself, I mean, he's been unreal all year. Borderline triple-double. If that team can keep going, they're slowly starting to trend back up. We wrote them off a couple weeks ago. If they keep going in the right direction, get to a top 4 seed, and Jokic keeps this up, he could take the nod. It would be a good one if someone new. Let's jump into the Rookie of the Year, guys. I'll go with mine. I am all in on the kid, and I hate to say it, LaMelo Ball. I mean,
100%.
You look at statistics, and it's like 12, 6, and 6, and it's nothing wild, but he's coming off the bench. He's hitting game-winning shots. He had that playoff Sabonis' back to end the game the other day. I mean, the kid knows the game inside and out. He still needs to get rid of that ball mentality a little bit, and tone down the cockiness. But the kid can do it all, and I think he's going to be a legit NBA player. My little shout-out is to Emmanuel Quickley from the Knicks coming off the bench. And, I mean, the kid's – I don't want to say he's in the six-man award talks, but why wouldn't he be? He's playing very well off the bench, playing some big minutes and making some big shots. I really like Quickley's game. I wish we could draft a guy that could come off the bench his rookie year and play valuable minutes for us. God damn it. Kyle, who do you got Rookie of the Year right now?
Hey, we got P-Rabbit, baby. He's coming back tonight. We did.
I hope so. I hope he plays tonight.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. But I think James Wiseman actually is going to get Rookie of the Year if he stays healthy. I know he's missed some games, but Ball is the favorite.
He looks
right
so
now,
good.
Yeah, Wiseman is like kind of a dark horse for me, or maybe a runner-up to get it.
Cool. Joe, you're in on LaMelo too?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Luke, did you say yours?
No, but I'm honestly like LaMelo would be my pick, but I love. I agree with Kyle. It could be Wiseman if he stays healthy. And you know what? Dark horse, honestly, is Tyrese Halliburton.
I knew you were going to say.
Yeah.
21 against us the other night.
Yeah, we saw him
off the bench.
Off the bench. And he has similar lines to LaMelo. He's averaging 11, basically 4 and 5. So
Now,
watch out for Tyrese.
Was it me, or was he really long for a not very tall guard? He seemed really long.
He's very tall.
What was his height?
I think he's like 6'5".
Yeah, but he looked like significantly long. Like he looked like a
He's
KD
lengthy.
like lengthwise.
Yeah, he's very lengthy.
He impressed me. He was fun to watch the other night. since we're on it, guys, no Jaylen Brown tonight. We're not recording Tommy Points until tomorrow, so we're going to recap the game. Let me ask you guys, are we beating the Clips tonight without Jaylen Brown?
Nah.
Kyle?
Are you going to be next? The
Yes or no,
Celtics tend to play up to the competition, but I'm going to say no because I don't think they have enough with both one of the Jays out.
I agree. Joe?
Nah.
Yeah, there's just no chance. I'm trying to see if there's any lineups released yet, but I don't think there is. Who's going to start tonight without Jaylen Brown? Pritchard? I don't know. It's probably Javonte Green. You think Pritchard's the two?
I think we'll start small. Yeah, why not? We'll have Tice, Tristan, and then Pritchard and Kemba.
Perfect. And of course, Jason Tatum. All right, guys. Every week we promise you guys a bet of the week. I'll give you mine right off the bat. We have the Spurs Rockets tomorrow under 224.5. No Christian Wood, no John Wall, most likely no Oladipo, no Rudy Gay, no LaMarcus Aldridge, no DeJounte Murray, however you say his name. I mean, who's going to score for these two teams? I don't know. Under 224. That's my bet of the week.
I like
Anyone
it.
Else?
Yeah, I got mine. I'm going NFL Super Bowl prop. If you see the odds in your favor for the neither Super Bowl team scoring 3 times unanswered, I mean, take it. I feel like this is going to be a back and forth battle. Yeah, there might be 2 scores, might get a touchdown and a field goal, maybe late in the game, but there will not be 3 straight scores by either team in the Super Bowl. Take that bet.
Cool. Joseph?
Just going with tonight's Bruins game over 5.5 against the Flyers.
Cool.
I'm going to go with an upset pick. I'm going to go Hornets, who are going to upset the Jazz tonight.
Ooh.
Because Gordon Hayward is playing out of his mind.
I know. Hayward looks so good.
Of course he is.
I know, right?
Yeah, he's going to play every game too, I'm sure.
Is there any let's see, any injuries in that game?
Utah is a disrespectful 8.5-point favorite right now in Charlotte.
I do like that plus 8.5, actually. I mean, that's actually kind of a nice bet. But all right, boys, that wraps it up for Chasing Rings. This will be out this weekend. We got Tommy Points Black and Gold coming out this weekend as well. Go Brady, go Mahomes. I hope it's a great Super Bowl. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you have not, make sure you participate in the Chasing Rings jersey giveaway. There are 8 different jerseys to choose from. All you have to do is like, comment, tag someone, and subscribe on YouTube. And it's a free entry. We're giving away 2 jerseys of your choice. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you catch us next week. Peace.
Peace.